Hello everybody, this is Cyric1983 and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Alright, let's get all the henchman items I can out of this.
Is there something you need?
Let's get Boddyknocks. I just want to talk for a while. Stop. I want you to continue your story from before. I told you earlier I came to Neverwinter to study the Wailing Death, Kel. But there was another reason I came as well. Given all that has happened, it seems rather unimportant now. But you did ask me, so I must conclude you are interested in my motivations. I have come to Neverwinter in search of bread. Bread? I know how foolish this sounds, but I had heard tales of a special type of bread found only here in Neverwinter. Leaven bread, they call it. It is said the loaf stays fresh for months and that it will never go stale or moldy. I was hoping that when I came to Neverwinter I could find someone to teach me the secret of making this wondrous leaven bread. If we could determine the agents that keep the bread from spoiling, I think the principles could be applied to any number of other uses. With a little research, this discovery could mean so much more than simple bread. But you haven't found anyone to give you the recipe yet. I looked for some time when I first arrived in the city, but it seems the secret is only known to a few master bakers, and unfortunately they have all been claimed by the plague. I suppose someone still has a copy of the recipe somewhere, but the more I witnessed the death and suffering in this place, the less important discovering the leaven bread became. I believe the discovery of the leaven bread recipe could have far-reaching benefits, and I would like to someday be able to bring a copy back to my home of Lantern. But I know your mission is more important, Kel. I will not let my scientific curiosity get in the way of your work. Well, I happen to have a recipe for leaven bread right here. You do? This is wonderful. Yes, this is exactly what I need. I have no gold or treasure to reward you, but there is one thing I can offer, a small token, perhaps, but it is all I have. Before I left Lantern, I was given this ring by my master, Profero. He said it embodies the essence of discovery and the quest for knowledge, and yet it's the Lanternese ring +1, and you get 100 experience for it. But because you have helped me in discovering the miracle of this leaven bread, I feel you have earned your right to wear this ring. Thank you, Boddyknock. The ring has come from the island of Lantern, an island of discovery and invention, and has the power to grant its insight to its wearer. I regret there is nothing else I can give you, Kel, but once more I thank you for what you have done. We should return to our attention to greater matters now and resume your mission. Erebeth is counting on you. Awesome. And yeah, this is probably my most favorite ring because it gives you a bonus to your charisma, but it also gives you a +1 regeneration. So basically, whether you're in battle or not, it'll recharge your HP one at a time, every single turn. So yeah, it's very useful. Let's break
Is there something you need?
Break off, yes, go. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to be talking to the ones that actually have the items for, so let's talk to Grimgnaw next. Actually, no, I'll talk to Sharwyn first.
I suspected you'd show up here.
Yep, alright, let's hear her story.
Yes? Is there something you need?
I want to talk for a while. I want you to continue your story from before. You want to hear the rest of the tale about my ill-fated affair, do you? I suppose there's no harm in it. I should have run off with Daelan, or turned him aside completely. I did neither, and as I was unwilling to disobey my mother. Instead, I seduced Lord Farthington as she wished, and loved my bard in secret. Daelan was kind to me. He enthralled me with his music, and I adored him. Lord Farthington, on the other hand, was merely lustful and possessive, and my mother was overjoyed. This couldn't have gone on long. No, that's true. These things are bound to come to a bad end, of course, and I wish I had known that. As the date of my marriage to Lord Farthington grew closer, he began to suspect that something was amiss. I spent far too much time away from him and in Daelan's arms. It was all my mother could do to convince him that I was his true love, and it was she who finally discovered me in the arms of my bard. So did she have Daelan killed? She had the guards chase him away, but they weren't able to kill him. That didn't stop me from loving him either. Mother turned on me then and forbade me to see Daelan ever again. I was to marry Lord Farthington, and that was all there was to it. I refused at first. I loved Daelan, and nothing else mattered. So she begged me, and that proud woman got on her knees with tears in her eyes and begged me not to abandon her to poverty. I could do as I was expected, save my mother and marry a man whom I did not love, or I could run off into the unknown with Daelan. You chose Daelan? I struggled with the decision, for I had never had to make up my own mind. But the thought of that dreary life with Lord Farthington frightened me so. I chose Daelan. Lord Farthington was outraged. He tried to have Daelan and me executed, and we were forced to flee with not a copper between us. My mother was crushed. She was turned out from noble society as she feared, and lost everything to repay my stepfather's debt. What did you do then? I fled from Neverwinter with Daelan, and we traveled far, and he taught me how to become a bard in my own right. I did not return home for many years, until recently, in fact. It was an odd feeling to discover that Lord Farthington had lost his own fortune years ago, and both he and his household were now dead from the plague. That was the fate that had awaited me. And my mother, I have only been to see her once since my return. She still lives? She has lived all these years as a poor seamstress, it seems, bitter and blaming me for the poor luck which had befallen her. We said little to each other, as she ordered me out of her leaky cottage. I did find out one thing, however. She is dying. She suffers from bone rot, a disease which would require the attention of several clerics for months to heal normally. With the plague, however, no one can help her, though I have tried in vain to find one who can. Is there nothing that can be done? I know of only one sure cure for bone rot, an extract from a flower that it is said can only be grown on the fabled cliffs of Mount Celestia. Finding such a potion would be difficult, I have no doubt. It is my hope to find one, however, and save my mother's life. I do not owe her, really, but I would like to do this one thing for her now. Is this the potion you're talking about? It is indeed. How you came across something that can only be made on another plane, however, well, I won't question it. Thank you, Kel. I'll have this sent to Mother as soon as possible. You've made me feel much better. Here, take this. It is a belt that belonged to Daelan that I have saved. I want you to have it. Hopefully it will serve you well. Thank you, Sharwyn. I am not very used to kindness from others, Kel. I will not forget this. Let us just proceed with your mission now. Alright, and we get the Belt of the Performer. I'm definitely going to be wearing that because you get an extra bonus to your charisma, and you also get one to persuade as well, so that could come in handy in certain situations. Awesome. Alright, and the last one is Grimgnaw.
I have been waiting for you. I suspected you would return.
Yeah, join up. Alright.
Is there something you need?
Talk for a while. I want you to continue your story from before. Told you earlier that this was a matter for those of my order, Kel, but you have proven yourself to be an agent of the Silent Lord. Death follows you wherever you go. Thanks, I guess. I have not been completely honest with you about my reasons for coming to Neverwinter, Kel. I came here in search of someone. Who? Her name is Elegandra, like me. Eleganda, sorry. Like me, she was a disciple studying to enter the Order of the Long Death. We often trained together in anticipation for her initiation. I will not describe her initiation rituals to you, Kel, but the Silent Lord claims many who undertake them. Only the few who survive, as I did, are welcomed into the Order of the Long Death. But Eleganda could not bear to face her own mortality, and on the morning of her initiation she fled, breaking the vow she swore when she first joined the Order. And you followed her here? I did not follow her right away. The ravages of the ritual had left me broken and weak, but when I recovered, my instructor came to me and told me what I must do. Eleganda has denied the Silent Lord that which is rightfully his. For this she must die, and because I am the lone survivor of the most recent initiation, I am the one given the privilege of killing her. If I am ever to advance further in the Order of the Long Death, I must bring back proof of Eleganda's death to my masters. Proof? What kind of proof? Eleganda always wears a forged silver ring embossed with the crest of her family, a soaring falcon against a full moon. After wearing it for so many years, the ring will not fit over her finger, and she would never willingly remove the ring while she lives in any case. The Silent Lord has many tools to reap his harvest. Eleganda may have succumbed to the plague or other misfortune. But I will search the city until I either kill her or find the ring that proves she is already dead. I will help you find and kill Eleganda, or at least help you find her ring. I will not rest until I find the ring that proves Eleganda has been taken by the Silent Lord, though I know my chances of success are few. I have a ring here with a falcon on it. Is this the ring? Yes, this is Eleganda's ring. This is the proof I needed. Now I know she has been taken by the Silent Lord. She was a fool to flee. There is nowhere we can run that death cannot find us. I have no gold or treasure to reward you, but there is one thing I can offer. A small token, perhaps, but it is all I have. You have proved yourself a true servant of the Silent Lord, Kel. Take this amulet. All who join the Long Death are given a similar talisman. Thank you, Grimgnaw. The amulet of the Long Death. And another 100 experience. Yay! It will not save you from the Silent Lord when he finally chooses you, but it will grant you some protection from succumbing to those who would deliver you into his grasp before your appointed time. Eventually I will return to my order and report Eleganda's death to them, but this can wait until your mission here is done, Kel. The mark of death is upon you, Kel. As long as I stay by your side, I know I serve the will of the Silent Lord. And actually, I'm going to leave Grimgnaw as my henchman for a little bit, for one particular reason. Actually, let's take a look at what he gave us. Amulet of the Long Death. +1 to Constitution, you get spell resistance of 10. So basically, any spell anybody casts at you, has like a, I don't know if that means 10% reduction or just 10 flat, but yeah, you get some extra spell resistance. Anyway, so that's all the time I have for this video, so I guess I'll head back through here. Alright, and yeah, so obviously I'm done with the Hodge estate here, and I guess next video I'll meet you outside and I'll show you exactly what I have planned with Grimgnaw in my party. Alright, so this is Sirk 1983 signing off. Have a good one.